Well, the victim was a white supremacist. His accused killer, a young African-American man who's on trial for his life in Mississippi. The case has gripped the state and a lot of the South, and it's one with a few shocking surprises, especially about allegations being made by the alleged killer. With tonight's Crime and Punishment, here's Randy Kay.
USA, yes. MLK, no.
The man in this video was one of the most vocal white supremacists of all time. His name, Richard Barrett. He wanted African Americans sent back to Africa. He also railed against homosexuals. But today, Barrett is silent. Murdered, says this man, because Barrett propositioned him for sex. Police say Vincent McGee, an African American ex-con, confessed to the crime. Imagine the irony if it's true. A nationally recognized racist murdered for propositioning a black man for sex. Early in the morning, April 22nd, police say a neighbor noticed smoke coming from Barrett's home and called 911. Authorities found his body in the kitchen. He had been burned over 35% of it. Investigators say he had also been stabbed 16 times, mostly in the upper chest and neck. The home set on fire to cover up the crime. McGee is charged with arson and capital murder. He could face the death penalty but hasn't entered a plea. In court, details of McGee's confession were made public for the first time.
They got into an argument about the money. Said that Barrett dropped his pants and asked him to perform a sexual act. Said he got upset, grabbed the radio in the laundry room, struck Barrett several times, grabbed a knife from the kitchen and began stabbing him, tied a belt around Barrett's hands, and then during the struggle he just stabbed him until he quit moving.
Mike Scott is McGee's defense attorney.
Is it possible, in your opinion, that he might have concocted this story about being propositioned for sex in order to defend himself against a capital murder charge?
Obviously anything's possible. I don't think that is what has happened here.
The district attorney says this was not a hate crime and had nothing to do with race or sex. He argues McGee's motive was robbery.
If the killing was over unwanted sexual advances, why was the wallet taken?
This investigative reporter for the Clarion Ledger newspaper has known Barrett since 1988.
It was known in white supremacist circles among some that he was gay.
It is unbelievably common in the white supremacist world to find people who are desperately anti-gay, but secretly gay.
Barrett and McGee were hardly strangers to each other. McGee had done some lawn work for Barrett just as he did the day that Barrett was murdered. They both lived right here in this racially mixed neighborhood, just 3 homes apart. McGee lived with his mom. In fact, it was at McGee's mother's house, right here in the carport, that police say they discovered sneakers covered in soot and the missing top to a gas can that they had found at Barrett's home.
Police say McGee is cooperating, that he even led them to what they believe is the murder weapon. Randy Kay, CNN, Pearl, Mississippi.